Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you a weekly update in Bitcoin, or in other words, the Bitcoin Real-Time Index. I did record this video on actually Tuesday, September 15th, but it's recorded for the week of Monday, September 15th. A little behind by a day on this update in the midst of traveling, but there you have it. So this is for the week of Monday, September 15th. All of these structures are based on the weekly bar chart that you see here, same chart throughout this video. So I've got this channel bottom that stems back to the April low, so roughly a 6-month channel structure at 106,625. It is our base of support in terms of a trend-defining upward momentum sense. Above 106.62, we can round back up or continue back to, which is equal, probably greater significance, is the 122,433. And that is a level that we had anticipated back in November, almost a year ago, when we closed for the first time above this 5-year channel structure that is now 85,475. So if you've been following my analysis for the last year, you know that when we closed above this structure, now at 85,475, we expected this full wave count. Basically, the 2021 high minus the 22 low. And if you flip that on its head, it's a targeting mechanism that works pretty well in most markets. We reached it. We've tested it twice, and we've fallen away. So there's a bit of a double top here based on the 122,433 full wave count. The full wave count remains in reach over the next few weeks, over the next couple of months. Anybody's guess? Holding above 106,625. If we were over the next few weeks to close below this rising channel bottom at 106,625, I think we've got a decent sell signal through the rest of the year. The following 2 to 3 months then likely to continue south into the mid-80s again. Now, something occurred last week. We have yet to actually test this channel bottom at 106,625, but last week we actually closed back above this slightly horizontal structure, this, let's call it a 2-month channel at 114,618. And having done so, and it's roughly contained the lows so far this week's low, 114,758, is that right? No, 114,397. So we've slipped below it just a little bit, but it is our support. I'm going to call this near-term support, able to contain weekly lows, and above which 122,433 is actually expected. I'm going to call this a 2 to 3 week target by the end of October anyway. 122,433 in reach again. This will be the third attempt. I'm not a big fan of the triple top, but you know, we could top out here again on a monthly basis and fall away again back to 106,625 rising weekly. That is kind of the dynamic that I'll take us back to in this chart, that this is kind of our dynamic through October into November, buying 106,625, selling 122,433. Now, I am now expecting 122,433 over the next few weeks. And if we do close above a 122,433, I would expect within 2 to 3 months, 136,246. So I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. Might we expect 136,246 anyway? You know, you could make a case for that holding above this, as I mentioned, 106,625 channel bottom. You could make a case for this over the next 3 to 5 months, but I think your green light on strength would be a settlement above 122,433. Until then, this is an area that could be a serious challenge for the market on a weekly, possibly monthly basis, and we just might fall away again. Closing above 122,433 is a valid buy signal through the rest of the year. The following 2 to 3 months, excuse me, then likely to push this 136.24 channel top that can contain buying on a quarterly, possibly into later 26 basis. And here's the last thing I'm going to show to the upside is, what if we do close over the coming months above 136,246? Then we enter the sort of new normal, what I would expect the low 180s, a full channel extension. This was accomplished August of 24 to December of 24. This is like a 5-month rally. This could be another 5 months following a settlement above 136,246 that we would reach the low 180s. That is just a big picture, and that's not going to happen this week, that's for sure. And I don't think it's going to happen for the rest of the year. Actually, we just might test 136,246 by the end of the year if we close above 122,433.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Let's get back to this chart, that if we do close this week back below 114.618, we can ease back over the next few weeks to 106.625, where we could bottom out through October, through November, round back up to 122.433 or possibly higher as we continue into later year. Keep in mind, upward momentum off that April low remains intact above 106.625. But as I mentioned a moment ago, if we were over the next few weeks to close below 106.625, we've got a good high for the year, and I would expect within 2 to 3 months the mid 80s, a return to the 85,475 level, and that is actually in correlation with this new channel bottom climbing based on the last year of activity at 85,818. So in a nutshell, closing this week, not going to happen, but over the next few weeks, if we settle below this rising channel bottom that this week is at 106.625, we should within 2 to 3 months fall into the mid 80s, where we could bottom out actually through all of 26. I'm going to leave it at that for this week's Bitcoin update. You have a great week.